Hi gang, welcome to week 7. This week you're going to be working on your assignment description drafts, getting those ready for a peer review next week. So if we think about how things work in this class, by a week from Friday you should have a pretty decent draft of an assignment description for a writing class prepared for this peer review. I'll go into the forum that you posted this week where you were brainstorming ideas about and ideas for your assignment, and I'll give you some feedback on that. This week we're going to keep things a little bit light in the forum posting so that you do have a little bit more time to draft those papers. If we were meeting in the classroom, I would probably give you time in class to write, so might as well make the most of our in-class time online this week as well. There's 2 readings this week, and I've divided them up, so you only have to read one. You're of course welcome to read both. If you're an undergraduate taking this class, taking Writing 414, I want you to read Dr. Dana Driscoll's chapter on primary research. Now, she wrote this chapter for students in writing classes rather than for people taking a teaching of writing class. So as you're reading it, I want you to think about how you might incorporate primary research into an assignment or into an entire writing class. Come at it from that perspective. Students who are taking Writing 614, that's the graduate section, you'll be reading Cindy Johanick's chapter Predictor Variables. And this is a chapter in her Composing Research text, which is a must-read. It's a beautiful text. In this chapter, she's going to be talking about why people in composition rhetoric should adopt APA style rather than MLA style. And she'll be pulling out some of those themes that we saw in Crowley's chapter about the differences between the 2 disciplines. It's a really interesting chapter. It's one that inspired me, and it's one that sort of made me really push when I got here for our first-year writing program to begin teaching APA style. And we've been doing that for 3 years now, and I think it's working out pretty well. So this week for your forum, what I want you to do is go in, and since not everybody is reading the same chapter, I want you to begin your forum discussion by summarizing what you think were the most salient or interesting or maybe even controversial points in the work you read. And you're summarizing those for people who didn't get a chance to read that chapter, who are reading the other work. And then I want you to go in and respond. So you've summarized, now I want you to respond to some of the things in that chapter. And then you're going to respond to only one person this week. And I want you to respond to somebody who read the chapter that you didn't read. So go in, read their summary of the most important points, and then read their discussion and contribute something to that discussion. Okay, this week under action items I've also posted a handout for the observations. This is a list of the instructors in our program, and the list is growing. I have about 6 emails right now from instructors who are happy to have you come and observe their classes. So I've printed out or posted their names and the courses they're taking or teaching, from Basic Writing 102 right up to Composition 2, the 160 class. You're welcome to visit any of those classes. The days and times are also listed there. So go in, find a class you want to observe, and a teacher you'd like to observe. If you happen to know any of the teachers in our program, they're excellent, all of them. And then figure out what days and times will work for you. Once you've found 2 people, and I want you to observe 2 different classes, 2 different instructors, email me and let me know who you'd like to observe and the days and times you'd like to observe them. So, and again, you only have to visit 2 classes. I've got some additional instructions up in this handout as well, and the list of instructors is, again, it's growing. So there are times available. I actually have one instructor who's happy to have you observe an online class. We have evening classes, we have Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, they run the gamut. So you should be able to find a time that works with your schedule, or 2 times. Finally, I'd like to make a proposal about our research projects. At the moment I have it set up so that the undergraduates are doing some research into the different sort of theories and methods that we've done this semester, and then compiling an interview for either 2 faculty in writing or 2 faculty teaching writing intensive courses here at OU, or for 2 writers, and then videotaping or audio taping or somehow recording the interviews with those people. The graduate students are putting together a research question that they'd like to investigate and designing the methods that they would use to investigate that question. So I was looking back over the syllabus as I was putting together sort of the descriptions for these 2 projects, and I realized that we don't have any collaborative projects in this class, and I don't know how that happened. That's an oversight. So what I'd like to do is propose that we collaborate on a single project. The project I'd like to propose is a video introducing first-year writing students at OU to some of the methods and approaches that we use in the writing program here at OU, to some of the people in the program. So I see us possibly including interviews with faculty in the program, with some of our embedded tutors who are working in our 102 classes, with our writing center consultants, possibly with students in our first-year writing classes. But we would collaborate as a class to figure out, to storyboard this particular video, to figure out what are the main points we want to cover and who do we want covering those points. And then you would work in pairs to develop the scripts. And I see these more as script outlines that you would say, oh, okay, we've asked you to cover process. And I'm just pulling that out as a random thing. You know, we've asked you as a faculty member in this department to talk about why first-year writing classes engage in process, the process approach. Here are some of the points we'd like you to hit, and then let that person sort of do with the script what they want to. Then you would record, and you could either continue to record with the person that you're working with, that you're developing the script with, or you could do them individually. You could break that part up any way you want. And then either provide me with the videos and I would compile them, and then the class would peer review the video and I'd revise it, or I could put together a really rough sketch of the video, basically just all of the clips together, and then we could meet and have pizza and an editing party. I think this would be a good way for us to sort of further research the elements of writing pedagogy that we think are important. And I think it'd also be a really good way for us, for this class, to sort of create something that faculty in the program and actually at orientations that we could use over and over again to introduce students to our practices here. So think about that. If you aren't happy with that proposal, then you know, if there are enough people interested in it, we might go forward with those people, and then you're welcome to pursue the project as it stands right now. Okay. I'll provide more instructions for all that in Moodle, and I'll probably provide some kind of survey for you to take to see if this is what you'd like to do. You guys have a great week. I'll be spending the week in Mankato, Minnesota, at a Feminisms and Rhetorics conference. I'll have access to email the whole time I'm there, so, you know, if you need to get in touch with me, if you have a question about the work this week or about your assignment description, let me know. Have a good week, gang.